Hello and welcome to From Tree to Book Writers Group.
We are your panel. I'm Eliwood.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Overlord Supreme Cat Queen, Sam. This podcast is for writers anywhere on their writing journey, because no matter where you are, as long as you're writing, you're not writing it wrong.
We're going to do a little chatting about writing, share what we're working on, and play some fun games.
Then, at the end of this chapter, we're going to keep each other company during a 25-minute writing sprint that we hope you'll join us for.
Although you can always skip it if you want.
All right, so first off, what is everyone drinking and what are you drinking it out of?
I just want to say I have, again, remembered to make my tea, which I feel like is like the third episode in a row. So
Incredible.
I got a record.
That's a streak. You're
Icon.
doing great.
Icon behavior.
I am drinking my usual, the chamomile blend from Stephen Smith Tea Maker. In this mug that I picked up from Target, it is one of the Hearth and Magnolia whatever ones because I have a mug problem.
It is pronounced Target.
It is also very adorable. Excellent taste.
Yes.
I was trying to not be like elitist Target-ness, but it is, yes, you are right. It is Target.
It's not like you got it from Kohl's.
Wow.
God forbid.
There's some implications.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I actually don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying
I've never found a mug at Kohl's. Now that I'm thinking about it, like
I don't usually spend a lot of time in their home goods section.
No.
Yeah.
Like
I found a couple
absolutely.
like cute decorations, like around Halloween.
Yeah.
That's I came very close to ordering a new mug from a podcast, and I will be honest, I have way more mugs from podcasts than I think a human being should have.
Is that a thing though?
Podcasts?
No, I have too many mugs from a podcast.
Podcasts have merch, you say.
Podcasts have merch. This is an idea we should be exploring. I do not have a mug. I am drinking water out of my water bottle. I came very close to drinking wine, but I decided to resist.
I feel like the wine would have really come in handy for the game later on, but
yeah, that's the thing. I drink wine and I get chatty, and I think I already talk too much. So
we love it. That's what matters.
Exactly.
I'm glad that the two of you do. I'm not sure anyone else does. Ellie, I cut in line. What are you drinking?
I am drinking lavender milk tea from a Disney's Tangled Rapunzel mug.
I love it.
That's very adorable.
I really like it. I'm not gonna.
I feel like lavender tea out of that lavender mug is also very appropriate.
It's vibes. It's on vibes. I can't tell you much else about the tea because I did pick it up at one of my local Asian grocery stores, and lavender milk tea was the only English words on it. But I will tell you, it is delicious, and I really enjoy it.
It sounds.
You have no idea what it's laced with, like mushrooms and.
THC. It keeps me happy. It keeps me giggly. I get pulled over more often when I'm drinking it. That's what matters.
That's a good time, man. That sounds like a good time. Kids don't do drugs. Cool. Any other podcast business we need to cover tonight? Oh, well, this is the last episode of our season, right?
Big announcement. Yeah. Well, I guess not even an announcement.
This is our grand finale. I really should have had some wine. Celebrate the grand finale.
Wait. Should we cheers to a great season?
Cheers. We did it.
We did it. Clink.
I appreciate getting a closer look at your mug, Sam. It was there's a texture that I didn't see when you're.
It's really
nice. Very nice.
Yes, thank you.
It's so cozy core.
Thanks for sharing. I have a classy octopus on.
We love octopuses.
Was that your stand-in for your Kraken?
The Kraken was not nearly as cute as this, but he does give free hugs.
Oh my gosh!
Is that what you call it these days?
Well, if it's free, you're not doing it right.
If you're charging, you're not doing it right, Ellie.
Clearly, I'm doing it very right.
My milkshake does bring the boys to the yard. I could teach you, but I'd have to charge.
Are you sure? I
Right.
think Ellie's lavender tea is clearly making the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, let's just
It's
indulge, breathe in,
a little silly.
say hello to the little green man who shows up in the corner of your room. He's just there for
I
a
didn't
party.
see a little green man, but I did see a cat face just kind of pop up in the corner there, Ellie.
Yeah,
Did
and I
I
just had
miss
a little. This maybe the season finale is the right time for me to reveal. About 80% of the time when we're recording, there's a cat somewhere right here, and I'm just underneath my laptop, just scooting him back.
There was
This
a
is why
cat
I'm looking around.
there. No, he left. Okay. Just totally messed up my microphone.
But,
there was a cat in here earlier, but he absconded.
What a heartbreaker.
Your cats like you more than my cats like me. They're obsessed.
They're made out of Velcro. Is what the deal is.
Sam, you often have a cat just out of frame too on your sofa, don't you?
I do. Yeah, he is currently just out of frame right here, and he's keeping the Velcro cat from being Velcro right now. So I kind of appreciate having him right there.
That's like an electron proton balance going on.
Yep. She like jumped on my lap right before the podcast, and she like kind of reached over and like sniffed him, and she's like, "Nope, I'm out. I'm out."
Oh, the cat drama. Oh, I love it.
Keeps me entertained.
But refocusing just a little. It is our last episode of the season. Not our last episode, I don't think. I'm excited for season 2, but we're keeping it short, and we're gonna come back stronger than ever with some fun new ideas. And
we're gonna take a little break.
Yeah. And I think we've got a fun concept for our season finale this week.
Yeah. Before we get into that, do folks want to do a quick update? What are you either reading or writing at the moment?
Sure. Ellie, do you want to go first since you did tea last?
Oh, okay. I'm going to do both because it's season finale, and that's what I want to do. So I am currently working on draft 4 of Return to Blue Dye Beach, which is the sequel to Blue Dye Beach.
So exciting!
It is very exciting. I'm at the phase where I'm like nervous because I'm like, oh, I'm not really changing that much in this draft. Like I'm really just like there's a couple key things I know I want to like amp up this. I want to like smooth out this, but like I'm officially in the zone of like, okay, like we're like it's becoming a book, and that's very stressful because in my mind I'm going, or am I missing all the stuff that I need to actually change, which is a very normal and rational thought process to have. But I'm very excited about halfway through that draft, and then what I'm reading is the novel Strange House by Uketsu, which is kind of a deep pull. I don't know much about the history of this story or the writer. I do know they are an anonymous YouTuber in Japan who wrote this and another horror novel, Strange Pictures. I came across, it was adapted into also a comic, a manga, and I believe an anime series. I started with the manga, went to the novel, read the novel in one afternoon. It was really fun. Definitely recommend it for fans of like who like to go on Zillow and also feel really creeped out.
Okay.
And that's all I'll say about that. Anything else would be spoilers.
Wow. That is intriguing.
So,
what about
what about you?
Sam, what about you?
No, it's Anna's turn.
It's Sam's turn. Okay.
No.
Well, so the one I was going to talk about, I just realized, Sam, you may have already talked about in a previous episode. I'm reading A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. Did you talk about that one previously?
Yep.
You did.
But not a lot. So you should talk about it.
Well, I'm reading it because Sam lent it to me because it's so good. But this is the second in the series, the Anna and Din detective duo. It's such an amazing world that he's built. Like it's just the world is so rich. There's so much detail, but um it never feels like the exposition is too heavy. Like it's just the world building is really delicately handled. But it's just a uh fascinating like world that it's set in, but then also like the mysteries themselves are always really good. So like the first book was fantastic, totally surprised me how good it was, and I'm very much enjoying the sequel at the moment.
Are you working on anything at the moment? Do you want to double dip today?
I'll double dip, yeah. I can't remember, did I tell you guys I've kind of set aside my time traveler book and now I'm working on my haunted nanny book, which I just, sometimes when you're not feeling it, you just have to like set it aside and work on something else. And I was really excited to dip into this one. So it's I've previously described it as what lies beneath means the sound of music. So this one is not historical. I needed to take a little break from the Victorian era. I think that was part of the problem. So this one's set modern day. Um, my heroine is a 20-something nanny who got her graduate degree in music composition and now like has to find a job in the real world, which is like really hard. So she's turning to nannying, only to find that where she was hired is not what she thought. It's all kinds of weird, and the wife is missing and maybe is haunting the house. Um, so yeah, it's still very early, but I have plotted it out about as much as I plot because I am a
Wow.
panther. So I have a plan for where it's gonna go, but there's twists and turns and red herrings, and you know
That's
I
really
have great
fun.
children. So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying writing it. So hopefully you guys will get to enjoy reading it eventually.
I can't wait.
That's usually how it goes. You can feel it, usually.
Yeah, I'm feeling it with this one. All right, now it's your turn, Sam.
Okay. So I will also double dip. I am currently reading a re-release. It was like the series, I guess, I think had been self-published, but now it's been picked up by a publisher and released, and it's called We Are Legion, and then in parentheticals, We Are Bob.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
Yes, and so basically, it's a science fiction, and the main character of Bob is an engineer who has, at the very beginning of the novel, signed up to be basically cryogenically frozen when he dies. Theoretically, many, many, many years in the future. But he actually is hit by a car in like the very first chapter, and then he wakes up over 100 years later, and he's been turned into artificial intelligence, essentially, and the world is completely remodeled. It was written originally in 2016, so you can imagine the kind of the
pandemic.
Yeah, and also that was when someone was first elected, and all of the it's so the parallels between nowadays and how the world is very scary as well. But essentially, Bob is shot off into space, and he creates many, many versions of himself to explore space and find kind of pockets of space that they can theoretically bring humans to, because it's post-apocalyptic world. And it's very funny, very interesting. And if you love Star Trek, you will really love it, because there's a lot of references to Star Trek that I'm not a deep, like I'm a fan, but not a deep, deep fan. So I feel like a lot of the references are going over my head as well, but I'm still enjoying it. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading. Very fun. And then I managed to put over almost 2,000 words into my story this past weekend.
Whoa,
Hey,
nice.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I kind of have gone back to basics, and I'm not really drafting so much as just telling myself like a high level summary of the entire story from beginning to end, just to kind of turn it back into a murder mystery. So
yeah,
that's what I've been working on, and I'm as I'm doing it, I'm kind of finding a lot of things. So I'm really looking forward to like now then once I hit the end, going back and kind of making it an actual real outline, and then scenes to a story.
Awesome. Nice job.
Thank you.
That's exciting. I'm also looking forward to reading that.
I am too. Before we move on, it occurred to me we maybe should have covered this in business, but Ellie, is there any Hook and Quill updates that you want to share, or like any what's next on the docket for Hook and Quill?
I would love to share a quick Hook and Quill update. So we had previously on our show guests Emily Klotz and A.M. Schilling. Emily is releasing her debut novel, The Gods of Atalantis, with Hook and Quill Press. The digital version will be available April 30th, which will be, I think, just after this episode releases.
So
if
cool.
you didn't catch that episode, it was such a fun interview. It was such a fun game, and this is such a fun book. We will be releasing a physical version later, probably. I'm not going to commit too hard, but look more towards the summer months. But the digital version is beautiful. Emily put so much work into illustrating the cover and everything. So I highly, highly recommend picking up a copy for yourself.
And the Devouring, which was Andrew's book, that one's already out,
yes.
Right?
That just came out April 9th. It is technically not Hook and Quill, but she is a dear, dear friend. And so I will equally plug that book just came out. I actually just got my copy in the mail. So I'm probably going to be diving into that pretty soon for a reread, technically, since I got to beta read it. Also a phenomenal book. Also absolutely worth picking up a copy. Cannot recommend.
That is available. AJ's book is available wherever you can get digital.
Probably books. Just about. Yeah, I would say it's at least going to be on the big three, like Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and Bookshop.org, and Great. Many other platforms as well. I cannot specifically confirm for Angie's book for The Devouring, but I would imagine it's also true. One of the goals of Hook and Quill Press is to make sure that all of our books, we can make it as easy as possible to request copies from a library. Ooh. So most of the time, all you really need is an ISBN. Honestly, it's still supporting the author. It's still supporting the company. If you get a copy from the library, and you have the plus of you're supporting our local libraries. So
support your local libraries.
However you want to get a copy, if you want a copy for yourself or a copy from the library, I highly recommend both.
Okay, real quick, I just have to ask, are you guys picking up that purring sound?
No.
Okay. I did hear him meow, I think, but that could be from any of us.
He decided he is just off camera, and he was right next to the microphone purring, and he's allowed to purr. So you guys, you don't see him, but you can hear him.
So for anyone who is only listening to the podcast, who isn't catching the video feed, just imagine it's just cats all the way down.
It's just raining cats.
Yeah,
it's just constantly flying at the screen. Well, I'm not going to do this while we're recording the podcast, but as soon as we're done, I am going to go and get, AJ's book is already out?
Angie's book is out, yes. So it is available.
I'm going to get that. Why did I say AJ? Angie's book I'm going to get as soon as we're done.
Yep. And you can also pre-order The Gods of Atalantis if you are so inclined.
Oh, do both, and just that way I won't forget.
Exactly.
All right.
I know what I would recommend.
Remind me at the end of the podcast that I said I have to do that.
Fair enough.
So cool. All right. Well, do you guys want to talk about the plan for today?
I would love to.
Yeah. Well, Ellie, why don't you introduce what we're talking about, what our topic is for today?
Sorry, I had to play drinking tea chicken. Sure. So for this, our season finale, we want to talk about what haven't you written yet. There's only so many hours in the day. There's always about 1 billion million demands on our time. But I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think we're the only ones who have the problem of there's at least 1,000 ideas waiting to be written, even though we can really only truly focus on one at a time. So we just wanted to take some time to talk about some of our haven't written yet, and what we've got planned for them. So Sam, you want to go first?
Oh, okay, sure. So I keep my plot ideas just in this little notebook called there are still stories to tell. I picked this up from the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's a book about stories. Why not? And so all of my ideas kind of have a lot of similar features. I'm a big fan of like, ghost, talking animals,
cozy mysteries.
Mysteries. Yeah. So, kind of all along those themes. So just don't be surprised if, they have things in common.
I mean, Stephen King can get away with it, so you can too.
Right? And so one of the first ones, so it's kind of similar. I had this idea first, but then I changed it kind of into what I'm writing now. But basically, the story was a reanimated corpse is trying to live her normal life, but every time her soul leaves her body, it starts rotting again. So it's kind of like her life, trying to figure out what's going on, and does she want to keep living that? Like, is there any way to permanently affix her soul into her body, or does she really just want to does she like want to just go off into whatever is the thing? And so
does she often, like, how does her soul leave her body?
She has no control over it. It's just like all of a sudden she like just will wake up
and jerked out of it.
Yeah, she just completely jerked out of it and just.
That's a stressful way to exist.
Exactly.
Relatable.
Yeah. Yep. And then one of the other ones was the story featured not a chosen one, but the chosen one's like sister. Mm-hmm. And so the idea was the chosen one has basically won the battle and they're the ruler, but now we're following kind of like what about the chosen one's family? Like, you never like, what if, because most of the chosen one stories, like they're all like orphans or whatever, but like, is that really usually the case? Like, what if the chosen one actually had a family? Like, what is it like to be the family left behind from the chosen one? So,
are we talking like sibling, child, parent?
Siblings, yeah, sibling.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Being the sibling of the chosen one, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. I will defend Dawn Summers till the day I die, because she did not have the easiest role.
No. Not at all. But yeah, so those are kind of like two of the things that I've, kind of percolating in the back of my brain. And eventually they'll come and be like, I want to be told now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They'll come forward when they're ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably when you're least expecting them, to be honest.
Yeah, and probably when I'm like, kind of being like, I want to get this one done. And they're like, no, for me now.
You want to be heard. Yeah.
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 All right, Ellie, what are yours?
We're doing mine. Okay. So, I am cheating just a teeny tiny bit, because the first one, I've technically written it, but it's bad.
Okay.
So, this is an idea. I've had like some version of some like timing of this story since high school. Like, I initially wrote a story that was about these two characters that became the parents of the actual main character of the actual story. This is getting convoluted. The core idea is that there is this, it's a high fantasy, medieval styles, whatever. And there's this one country that has been ravaged for years by a barbarian warlord, the Demon King. And there's also like an actual demon and angel that found that's not important. There's basically either a prophecy or some sort of his jealousy where his own son would destroy him, kind of in an Oedipus thing. So he basically like was killing all of the babies of his many, many concubines. Except one got away.
Oedipus and Jesus.
Yeah, that's really the vibe I go for. one gets away and gives birth to a son. She dies in the birthing process, so he's raised as an adopted son of two people who, like, they find out his background from his mother as she's dying, but he's the main character, and he finds out when he comes of age that his father is this horrible demon warlord who's been like ransacking the country, and kind of his journey of like, okay, well, am I my father's son, or am I like the person who was raised by these good people? And the original version is bad. It's bad. But there's, I think, some gold worth digging for there. And it's like, I in 2012, I decided to do a 50,000 novel every month, 12 books in 2012, because I'm insane. And I wrote a full trilogy in 3 months. And ever since then, I've kind of had them sitting and going, when am I going to fix this? So at some point, I know I'm going to dig them out. I'm going to reread them, take probably the core concept, which would be this kid who has to figure out, like, am I my father's son or not? And from there, get a story that's probably going to be nothing like the original at all. So he's there. He's waiting for when I think I need to be the right. I need to have enough life experience to like tell the story correctly, is what it kind of feels like.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one that, like, I keep saying I'm going to start working on and then I don't. It's actually a collection of short stories that will all take place in the same haunted hotel, the Sono Eterno Hotel.
Yes, you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. And this is I've worked on one story. I have idea for like 2 or 3 others, and it's just like very much like vignettes, all the same hotel staff. I'm kind of playing with, will they just be fully in different periods of history? Like, there's no set place or time where this hotel is.
Mm-hmm.
Will the lore of the hotel itself actually change? But it's I struggle with short story format for some reason. I can't stop writing. Can't make it short.
So that sounds like a good challenge for you.
It does, and then I haven't done it. But that's the one where I'm always like, well, I'm taking some time off from one of my novels. I'll spend some time on the short stories. And then I just don't. So those are my fun
I love
ideas.
that concept, though. I really hope that you do write it at some point.
I mean, a haunted hotel, like, that's just gold right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Like, where can you go wrong? You can't, is the answer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
One of the off-camera cats is becoming on camera.
Oh, yeah, I can see the tail. Yeah.
Anyway, Anna, what about you?
So like you, Ellie, I do have one that like I started a long time ago and then didn't finish, and like it's been bouncing around my brain for probably a good decade. And it's the idea, you know, obviously I've read a lot of Jane Austen, and so there's a lot of like Regency romance stuff shoved in my brain that I will never escape from, and I don't want to. But the idea of this is, you know, this powerful ancient family led by this powerful ancient patriarch. But the story is told by the governess. And the idea is like, she's like, this is not my story, but I have to tell you the story of these absolute jerks that I worked for. And kind of how she gets dragged into their drama. And like, I've been kind of playing with, you know, it's like this guy keeps marrying women. They give him a couple of children and then they die, and then he does it again. So there's like 3 different generations of children under him. It's like, you know, he has his like middle-aged kids and then his kids in their 20s, and like she's the governess for like the youngest round of kids. And like all of these women that he has married and who predeceased him, like they each have their own story, and like there's some, you know, scandal around some of them, and she's uncovering this while she's living there, but also like, you know, is he trying to make her the next widow, or that his next soon to be dead wife? That's the episode of Widow. And just like these, why am I stuck with these people? Because I'm, you know, what happens to a Jane Austen heroine if she doesn't get to marry the Mr. Darcy? She ends up having to go be a governess, and she's a governess for where she has very little power, but she's very intelligent and is observing all of this stuff. So it's very much that kind of outsider's view. And I don't know, I have a lot of different ideas for kind of how that journey would go. And then
Like Jane Eyre, but
the-
if she hated it.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, very much. Like, yeah, it's Jane Eyre meets Jane Austen,
I love that.
with a little flowers in the attic thrown in, maybe. But the end of the book is, because it's very much first person from her perspective, and to give away spoilers, the book is, I am writing this book specifically to justify myself to the one person I actually care about in this household. And I have a publisher and I'm going to publish it. And I hope that he comes and finds me. And so, like, that's kind of how I want the book to end. Is like, I got dragged into the dirt with this awful family. I'm going to spill all the beans on them so you can understand. I didn't bring any of this on. It just like, these people are just terrible. And now I'm just here. I'm publishing this book. Here's another publisher. If you forgive me, come find me.
I
Like, that's
love
where I want
that.
to go with it. But there's a lot of
I
in
love
between
that.
that I actually have to write, which I haven't gotten to yet.
Minor details.
And then the other one, so actually neither of these are ghost stories, which is very out of character for me. I guess that one you could do ghosts, because you could have his dead wives haunt the place if you wanted to.
They would have.
Wasn't planning on it, but it's always there. And then the other one I'm not planning on as a ghost story either, but it's about a Viking wife. So I there's a podcast I really enjoy called You're Dead to Me, and it's a history podcast, and they did an episode on Viking women and their lives, and it got me thinking. And how, women of this culture, like, they're the ones holding the fort down. They're very strong. They run their houses. And so I started thinking about this character who, her husband is off gallivanting and seafaring for months or years at a time while she runs the house, runs the farm, raises the kids. And then one day he shows up, and he comes back and he shows up with basically a teenage bride that he bought in a slave market. And he's like, look, I'm allowed to do this. Polygamy is allowed in our culture, and I'm a big, strong, tough man, and I've decided to do this. And his wife is like, no, I'm not accepting this. And so she adopts the child bride, and by their culture's law, like, I think this would be a Viking adjacent fantasy world. It would be Viking inspired, but the law in their culture is, if she goes through the ceremonial adoption, she's now her daughter, which means she is also by law, because of their marriage, his daughter. So she says, nope, she's my daughter now, goes through the ceremony. She can't be your wife anymore. She's our daughter, but you're kicked out. And so now the wife was not planning on adopting this teenage stranger, outworlder, and having to kind of incorporate her into her life, and like rebuilding her life now that she's kicked out the absolute useless bearded piece of crap that she married, and like what it means to like figure out for themselves how the two of them are going to now have this house together. That one's not as fleshed out. There's still a lot of in between, and like the world that I still want to play with. Is there magic? I haven't decided. But I really like her character. The Viking wife is very she is very fully formed in my mind. It's just kind of what her path is that I haven't quite figured out. So she'll tell me at some point. I'm not ready for her, and she's not ready for me. So I took some notes when I was first coming with the idea. I have them saved, and when we're ready, we'll go back to her.
Nice.
That's the important thing, is writing these down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't
lose
them. And also
both
adding
mine, I have them written down. I'll get to it.
I have certainly made the mistake more times than I care to say of, I'm just going to jot down like a quick sentence. I'll know what this means in a year.
You have no idea what it means.
No.
Write down more than you think you need to.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. Whatever outlining method you use, fully utilize it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love all these books, and I can't wait until they are all out in the world.
Yay.
I just need to have 8 hours a day to write uninterrupted, and I could bang all of these out in. Well, frankly, it would still take me a long time, but I'd get distracted. But I would still. You'd be able to get to them.
You know, we sleep for 8 hours a day. If we just stopped sleeping, think of what we could get done.
Yeah, that's the solution. I'm so glad you thought of that.
I'm the first one to think of it and the best and smartest person for having thought of it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Well, I hope that others are inspired to write down their ideas and think about what books they haven't written yet, because they're in there.
I feel like
waiting.
There's almost a fear to think about other books while you're in the middle of another project, which I don't think is like a wrong fear either. I think the plot bunny syndrome is a real
There's
concern.
shiny new idea, yeah.
As some people may have discussed in the past. But I also do think and have found from experience that if you just take a moment, recognize the idea, record it so that it's not in your brain.
Exactly.
It's a little bit easier to set it aside and come back to it later.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think
that sometimes you do need to just set aside the thing you're working on and work on the other thing.
It's true too. That is
true. Well, and I think that's it. So it's take the moment to write it down, and if you keep going and you just kind of keep building on it, maybe that's a sign that you should focus on that project for now. But if you if you get what's in your brain out on paper, however, whether that's typing, handwriting, or voice notes, and then you're good, then just put it to the side and go back to what you're working on. I feel so much of what we hear is just push through and just keep working on what you're working on. But I also feel it's okay to to listen to yourself and trust yourself to know what you should be working on. Granted, if you're a traditionally published author and you're under contract for a certain book, you should probably focus.
You may have to focus on that one.
But
that line. That's a little different.
Right. But if you're not kind of under deadline or under contract with anything, just listen to what your mind is telling you want to work on, because that's going to be, I feel personally, in my opinion, is going to be your better work, because that's what inspires you, and you shouldn't write something that doesn't inspire you.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need a break. You just need a break from whatever you've been working on.
Yeah.
And that needs to percolate in the back of your mind for a little while you have something else in the forefront.
Exactly.
I would imagine a lot of writers have multiple works in progress at a given time. I'm going to put this one down and I'm going to pick up book B. Well, I'm going to take a break from book B and go back to book A. I mean, I'm sure there are writers who they hyper focus and they can't think about the next thing until they're done with the thing they're on. But I bet a lot of writers are more like us. And I got 3 or 4 ideas bouncing around at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've absolutely written things down. Like the Viking wife. I wrote down what I had thought about. I don't feel ready to pick her up again, and I know I'm not going to for a while. I have other things I'm doing, but the nanny book that I'm writing, I just wrote that down so I wouldn't forget it. And then I was like, oh wait, no, I need to keep going on this. And actually the doc is saved as nanny book outline, but it's actually the book because I just started. I just kept writing. I did exactly what you said, Sam. I started just writing down ideas and then I just kept going.
Yeah.
But I have other things, I wrote down the idea and then I never went back to it because it never needed to.
That's actually true too. I've definitely had ideas, now that you mention it, where I'm this is fully taken over me. I gotta work on this. And then just doing the act of writing it down, and putting it to paper, that's really all I needed was just to get it out. And I definitely have a few ideas where I'm now thinking of them and I'm I was really into that at the time. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it, but that's also okay. That's ideas aren't finite.
Right.
No matter what the demons tell you. Your brain is going to be creative and it's going to be inspired. And it's going to pick up things and it's going to put things together and it's going to have ideas. And I know I'm going to have probably 1,000 to 1 ratio of ideas to novels. And that's probably really okay. Honestly, it's just good to have those ideas. It's good that your brain is being creative and thinking of things.
Yeah. No, it's a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. So the more even if you're jumping between projects, as long as you're still writing, you're exercising that muscle and you're getting better by doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you guys think of like scenarios that you want to write first or characters you want to write first usually? Or is it a mix?
It can be a number of things. Like often there'll be like I think more often than not it's like there's a specific scene that I start picturing and then I build out from there. Um or like some kind of inciting incident that kind of triggers my interest. I think so that's more often than not where it is for me. What about you, Sam?
It's a little bit of both. I usually kind of like come up with like a scenario, like a what if scenario. And it's usually centered around a character that something is happening to, but sometimes it's just like a world, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what like lives there, type of thing.
Mm.
Oh, that's really fun. I like that.
What about you, Ellie?
Yeah.
I think of characters first, but characters that are actively reacting to something. So it's like a little bit both. Like I definitely have had characters where like they felt very real and solid, like just instantly appeared in my mind. But because I was like kind of seeing them in this moment of like distress or like excitement or like, romance or whatever. And that kind of like gave me that insight into them as a character. So I guess a little bit of both in my case.
I think for me it's more often than not like I've got a scenario comes to me and then a character appears in my mind who's a part of that is reacting to that, and if that character is interesting that then becomes a real idea. So I think it's like a combo of like, I was listening to that podcast about Viking wives and I started picturing this specific Viking wife and like how she'd react to this scenario that I thought of. She's great and I want to write her story.
Yeah.
But like there's other times you're like, oh, what if this? But if I don't have a strong character to pin it to, then it evaporates. It doesn't last.
Yeah.
So it's like the combo of both that actually makes something that sticks with me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's a good rule of thumb too.
Mm-hmm.
You just have a good premise and a good character.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You're halfway there.
Exactly. Then you just got to write it. And that's like the easy part, right?
Well, before we start writing, I think we have time for some fun games. Ellie, do you want to? You have a plan? You have a plot?
I have a part 2. I have a sequel today. If you guys are willing to spend some time with some more title hinges.
Sure.
So for those who are new, or don't remember, or just, whatever. I'm sure this is not an original Eliwood concept. I'm sure it's called other things in other places, but the core concept is that I basically take 2 titles that start and end, like have a hinge word in the beginning and middle. I had an example last time that I'm blanking on this time. So like if I was combining Stephen King's The Shining with the play These Shining Lives, The Shining Lives. But like that's a bad example because it's not a perfect hinge. But that's the core concept. But the point of the game is that I'm going to give everyone here, both Anna and Overlord Supreme Cat Queen Sam, the hint, which is the mashed up plot, and everyone play along at home, see if you can guess what the title hinge is. Do you guys feel ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling super smart today.
Well, I will give you a hint. The vast majority of these are came about because I just kind of stood in front of my DVD shelf of my horror movie section. So a lot of these are horror movie, at least half. I
remember
horrors combined with other things.
Last time we had I Know What You Did Last Summer something, but I can't remember what.
The King and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That's what it was, yeah. I was like,
yeah,
good.
I'm still proud of that one. I think you both had your beautiful sync moment where you both said at the same time, Stuart Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
That was incredible. All right. Are you ready for the first one? Okay. Walter Burns and Hildy Johnson are still bitter from their divorce, but agree to work together on one last journalistic endeavor to reveal the events that led to the murder of several teens on Camp Crystal Lake by a masked killer.
His Girl Friday the 13th.
Yes! See,
Oh
we started with an
man,
easy one. Got that instantly. Sam was
good
definitely
job, good job,
she's
Sam.
ready.
As soon as you said Hildy, I was like, I know that movie.
I was very like I wasn't sure if I should include their names, but it is like I feel like it's kind of a deep pull. His Girl Friday. It's like an older movie, so I'm glad I included it. All right, they're gonna get a little more convoluted from here.
Oh God.
All right. An English teacher devoted to helping his students find their passion in life faces tragedy as the father of one said student says his son tragically died and came back as part of the zombie attack on an old farmhouse in Pennsylvania. And I do have an additional clue if you guys want it, because I feel like this one is also a deep pull.
Can you say it again?
I sure can. An English teacher devoted to helping his students find their passion in life faces tragedy as the father of one said student says his son tragically died and came back as part of the zombie attack on an old farmhouse in Pennsylvania.
So it's something Dead Poet Society. Is it Evil Dead Poet Society?
That was the alternate title. So if you guys want to find the one that I included, we can take another moment. But there are technically two correct answers here.
What's your hint for the?
Oh, Undead, My Undead.
Oh yeah, I got the Dead Poets Society, but I can't figure out what the first part is.
Do you guys want to? I'm happy to give that one to Anna and just give you guys what I have written down is.
Zombie uprising at a farm in Pennsylvania. I just don't know what that is.
That's the specific detail that technically sets it apart from Evil Dead. But I'll just say it is Night of the Living Dead Poets Society.
I have never seen Night of the Living Dead.
You know, because I know Dawn of the Dead, which is the mall.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead that Dead Poets Society could be pulling from.
Yeah.
This one, I started to get a little more unhinged here. All right. A terrifying vision in a striped sweater teams up with a brutish brother-in-law to literally crush the dreams of a Southern belle.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, Car Named Desire.
That's it. Good job.
That's a mouthful.
I got tricky with that one. I did.
That was awesome.
Nice job. All right. Okay, this one, once again, I will give warnings of being very convoluted. Lester Burnham makes his midlife crisis everyone else's problem by quitting his job as a media executive, separating with his wife, and hitting on his daughter's best friend, an underage girl. She must flee to the castle of a horrifying monster, and there she befriends the locally enchanted candelabra teapot.
American Beauty and the Beast.
That's it! I don't think you even needed me to finish that one.
I did not.
No.
You guys are burning through these. I need to start making them harder. All right. This is the last one I have for this season. I think you guys might get this one pretty fast, too. All right. Jennifer Garner makes a wish on her birthday that leads to her flashing forward in her life to a time when she's living in Alaska, where the loss of sunlight leads to an infestation of vampires.
13 going on 30 days and 30 nights.
Yes.
That's another mouthful.
It is. It's 13 going on 30 days of night.
Okay. I also feel like you could do a mashup where Jennifer Garner's dreams are haunted by a striped sweater wearing villain, and it's Friday the 13th going on 30.
That is also a good one. Although that's the mask. That's Jason, not Freddy. Freddy has the sweater.
Oh, clearly I do not know horror movies as well as you do.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys like horror edition type of things. It's not anywhere close to the spooky season, but that was what my movie shelf had, so
I loved it.
Is the next shelf over just like all your Disney movies? It is. Actually, right above it is all of my Studio Ghibli movies. And then
I feel like there could be some.
Wow. I started looking at the Studio Ghibli movies, but I was like, am I gonna get in trouble if I don't include the Japanese titles? And then I feel like that's just unfair.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Would
be
not be able
actually
to guess those. I'm
worthwhile for
sorry.
me.
Although I'll tell you guys this one because I'm never going to use it, but there is in Studio Ghibli's lineup a very nice title hinge of Howl's Castle in the Sky, which is Howl's Castle in the Sky.
Yeah.
Which are also two of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies. So
I don't think I've seen Castle in the Sky.
it's one of my favorites. I'm biased, but it's
it really
very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's one of the earlier ones. It's very, very like, it's got everything. It's got robots. It's got a castle. It's in the sky. There's some very, very cute storytelling and magic rocks. Like, it's got everything.
Nice.
Not to love.
This is my very fun fact of the diversion and not being on topic of the day. There is actually, so Howl's Moving Castle is based on a book written by Diana Wynne Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a sequel to the book. It is a wonderful book. There's a sequel to the book called Castle in the Sky. The Studio Ghibli Castle in the Sky is not, it's completely unrelated. It's completely unrelated. But they're all very good.
Yeah, I did enjoy the two follow-up books to the Howl's Moving Castle. Not as much as Howl's Moving Castle, I will admit, but I did enjoy the two follow-ups.
And I understand why Studio Ghibli didn't make those into movies, because I think those have been harder to turn into a film.
Yeah, they had a lot more moving parts, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also like characters in disguise for most of the book.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to make work. So good. Diana Wynne Jones is so good.
So good.
Ellie, you're the one who introduced me to her.
Am I? Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. I mean, rest in peace, but her body of work is, it's just, it is technically like middle grade to YA like range, but it's not
universal.
It's not
but her world building is so good.
She's such a phenomenal writer.
Yep.
Love her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like her and T. Kingfisher are like my, like, I want to write like that.
Yes. God tier.
For sure. Yeah.
But speaking of writing,
my husband's. Oh, go ahead.
Tell your story.
I was just gonna say, my husband started reading T. Kingfisher, but he's listening to the audiobooks. And so he'll go through and he'll be like, "Oh, do you know this one? Do you know this one?" I'm like, "Yes, it's good. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's good." And then he her latest one, Wolfram. He's like, "Is this one good?" And I'm like, "I haven't read that one yet." And he's like, "Oh yeah, it is a recent publishing date." And I'm like, "You can't listen to that before I've read it. I found her first. You can listen to it after I've read it."
She makes a good audiobook. Her books translate really, really well to audiobooks. I think I've listened to more of her books than I've read.
That's very cool. I feel like I have not. But some are so scary. I think I'd be freaked out driving after dark if I was listening to like the twisted ones.
Oh my god. Love the twisted ones.
All right. Speaking of rating, I ruined your segue, Sam.
It's okay.
But yes, we should absolutely do our writing sprint. 25 minutes. So
25 minutes. Let's
10
do
episodes. I should know this by now. All right. Ready to start the timer?
Ready.
Do it.
All right. Let's go. And that's 25 minutes. We hope you had a productive writing session, whether you were finishing up your great work or just brainstorming for the next thing. Hope it went well. And we would love to hear from you how it went. So comment or send us a message. Tell us what you're working on. We'd love to hear from you, friends.
Please like, review, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on social media. Links to everything are in the podcast description. And if you follow us, we'll be probably announcing when season 2 will start. So that's going to be your best heads up.
That's right. From Tree to Book Writers Group is produced in partnership with Hook and Quill Press, LLC. Please check out their socials as well.
Our theme music was by FASSounds.
And remember, wherever we are, we're writing together.